What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So for today's video, as you guys can see in the title, hopefully the transaction goes through and I actually upload this video. But I am going to be buying a Yamaha R6. And it's a sports bike, or it's a motorcycle, right? Whatever it is that you want to call it. I'm having Sergio take me, who's my roommate, instead of driving in the Corvette. The reason I'm making this video, open the door. Oh, mommy. Alrighty, guys. So Sergio is taking me to meet up with this guy. He lives in Phoenix, and we live near the ASU Polytechnic campus. So overall, like, I didn't want to end up going in my car, and it really comes down to the negotiation. He's offering or trying to sell his bike at a price point that's pretty average. And again, trying to buy the bike to sell for a profit, I want to make sure that I try to get the best deal. So I've cross-referenced through different platforms and through different, resale websites, and it definitely seems like I'm getting one of the lowest priced bikes within our region, right? For that specific mileage, condition, and type of make and model of that bike. I'm super excited. This is going to be my first motorcycle, really. All my roommates have one. I'm always cruising with them in the Z06. So this is definitely gonna be something that is gonna be very fun, and obviously I'm not very crazy when it comes to the bikes and stuff like that. I really just want it to be something that, you freaking moved the window. I'm sorry. But it's just something that I want to do and buy, to resell, also for a profit. But also so I could, kind of just go on cruises with these guys. And although that might seem, somewhat just, there's not a huge point. It's just something I want to do. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. But that's really just it. We're gonna fill up, get on over there. I'm gonna still be on my computer, so I'm gonna have to hotspot off my phone, and I'm gonna continue to cross-reference the purchase price that I'm gonna be buying it for. And see if I can find any other better deals, right? Because it really comes down to ensuring that you're getting the best price for that bike. Not just to sell for a profit, but to make sure that you end up not losing any money, right? If you break even and you get to ride it for a couple months, then there's definitely nothing wrong with that. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, guys, so I was Googling the difference from the different types of body styles for this Yamaha R1 or Yamaha R6 that I'm going to be getting. So I saw that there were a series, I believe, of 4 different models for the street sport bikes. There's the Yamaha R6 YZF, there's the YZF R6S, and then the YZF 600R. So I want you guys to give me some feedback. What you guys think is the best bike out of those models, and why. There is a value difference. The one that's valued the most is the YZF R6, and then the R6S and then the R600 or the 600R are valued about the same. But the one I'm going to be getting is the R6S, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know too much about it, but I'm 0.7 miles away from getting out. We're about 13 minutes away from meeting up with the guy. So we have the money on hand. We have some room for negotiation. Out of all the different platforms that I've seen, the cheapest one is actually the listed price for this one, which was a little bit over $4,000, and I'm going to be getting it no, I wouldn't say way cheaper than that, but let's just say 25% cheaper than that, right? Ideally. But overall, yeah, I feel like I'm getting it at a pretty good buy. Regardless of if it's not going to be the bike that I'm going to end up keeping, I really don't feel there's a lot of margin for loss, especially with all the different prices that they're going for. And that's really just it. So I'm going to post it for sale right after I get it. So although I am going to be riding it, I'm going to be using it really just to be buying and selling. And I was talking to Sergio, who's my roommate, and we're just going to be talking about a little bit more on like what to do on the side. And I think, again, expanding the sources of income that you guys have is definitely an ideal just situation that if you guys put yourself in at an early age, as they continue to grow and you grow these, sources of income, eventually you'll be at a point where, you'll be making a living that, you wouldn't even have imagined, from starting out at making, you know, a couple hundred a month and stuff like that, and now leading to a couple $1,000s a month. It's really just starting small and continuing to working on you know, that specific market. So such as, you know, trading, buying and selling homes, buying and selling cars, or, you know, motorcycles or phones, or whatever it is that you choose to you know, invest yourself in. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, just wanted to keep you guys up to date. So huge shout out to Sergio for taking me. I didn't want to show up in the Z06 and try to negotiate, because regardless of what he might think that I come for money or something like that, which I don't, or he might not be willing to negotiate as much because he thinks I have money, which I'll say that, you know, I don't know.
So we roll up in a cheap car, bro.
No, we don't roll up in a cheap car. This is Sergio's car. He has a beautiful Camaro, so it's just not something that's going to be extremely flashy, and this isn't my car, so it doesn't play a role, right, in my negotiation. So hopefully you guys are enjoying so far. Hopefully I can get some good footage of the bike, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we are pretty much back at my house. The bike was not as expected, and that's one of the biggest things, if you guys can take anything from this video, is when buying and selling, you know, vehicles or any item whatsoever, especially when it comes to materialistic vehicles, such as this motorcycle. The condition was not as described. We took it for the test drive. It was not working like, you know, they were telling us that it was going to be working pretty much. There was a bunch of like just little nicks around the body that didn't look promising. There was just the brake and the clutch was kind of like, you know, flaky. So overall it was definitely not as described, and that's one of the biggest things, is you have to know when you can walk away, and that's what we did. We handed him the cash so we can take it on the test drive, and we pretty much said, all right, well, you know, we'll let you know. But you know, there's reasons sometimes these cars or these vehicles are priced so low, and today is, you know, a perfect example of that. You know, this bike, first of all, the owner wasn't even there, right? They had it signed over by a friend, which was kind of sketchy. So don't make a deal happen if it's not happening, right? With that, you're most likely going to lead to just, you know, possibly buying something that isn't really worth it, and you're gonna end up regretting it a lot later, right? So just don't force the purchase, and make sure that, you know, you buy whatever you feel comfortable with. But that's pretty much it. I'm meeting up with another guy at 2 o'clock, and it's again for the same exact bike, really similar price point, just $100 more really, but I'm gonna try to see what else I can get for that one, right? And it's still not a bad price, but that's really just it. Huge shout out to Sergio for taking me, and I can't thank him enough for taking me all the way to Phoenix, especially because we live quite a bit of ways. But yeah, that's really just it. Thank you. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. And I'm going to be ending this video letting you guys know that I did end up buying my, it ended up being a 2005 Yamaha R6. It's a beautiful blue color, which is actually very similar to the GTR that I first bought when I was 21. So I'm gonna now show you the motorcycle, but for those that are watching this video, and I hope that you guys are watching it not for the purpose of me just talking about me buying the car, because if you guys watch any of my videos, there's always a purpose behind everything that I film, right? I want to make sure that it helps you guys out in a certain way, and the message that I want to, in a sense, express today was that I was making offers on multiple motorcycles today, and one of the biggest things when buying and selling anything, when it comes to stocks, houses, and items like, you know, cars or vehicles and stuff like that, when you want to sell them for a profit, you want to make sure that you buy them at your price, and you want to make sure that you're patient, that you understand that you're getting in at a good price, and that you don't buy just based on your emotions. Although this can be something that's very exciting because it's my first bike that I'm going to be riding or have rode, I treated it more as a business. Again, I moved emotions completely away from it. I made multiple offers within my price point that I understood was a good buy, and I stayed patient. And you know, I went to go take a look at certain bikes, and they didn't meet the criteria in effort for it to be, you know, a smart investment. Now I'm gonna start showing you guys the bike that I ended up buying, and I hope you guys like it. Again, it's not the best bike, it's not the fanciest bike, anything like that. I definitely think it's a bike that's gonna be good for me and what it is that I'm gonna be using it for. It's a Yamaha R6, and it has, you know, the blue exterior. It does have everything stock, so we have talked about, you know, customizing it and doing a series of different things to make it a little bit more personable and make it look a little bit better, in my own opinion. But overall, I think the bike's a beautiful bike. I actually got it with only 5,000 miles, and for the year that is, you know, extremely low. So I know I got it at, you know, an extremely good price, but I did it, you know, within the means of, you know, it's a good bike, I got it for a good price, and I know I could either break even or sell it for a profit. So we went riding today, and that was the whole purpose. We went with my roommates, you know, had a good time, and that's really just it, you know, being able to drive and ride your investments and then sell them for a profit. This is actually Phil, and Phil?
What's up?
Come. He's actually gonna be the one that's hopefully gonna be leading mobile investments. He's one that's been buying and selling vehicles for an extremely long time, and before I actually met him, it was something that he's been doing, you know, for a long period of time. He's one that we always go to when it comes to buying and selling cars, buying and selling, you know, motorcycles. And he's definitely one that's very knowledgeable when it comes to fixing certain parts, at least in certain times. So hopefully he can be a little bit more active within the mobile investments group chat. Last time I checked, we have 450 members within that group. That's definitely, you know, a good enough, I think, following for you to be able to, you know, articulate or just express everything that, you know, you do and how you do it, and sharing best practices, because that's the whole point of it. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please leave them down in the comments. And if you guys want to be a part of TechBud Solutions or this group of mobile investments, the link is provided for you down below. And then once you get accepted to TechBud Solutions, there's a link to join that group chat that will allow you access to network with people that want to buy and sell cars, with people that want to buy and sell penny stocks, depending on which group chat you end up, you know, choosing to go and join. So thank you guys again, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys. Baby, don't you let it go to waste. You know we could put 'em all to shame. Now isn't the time to play.